Welcome to From the Top, presented by Armina Stone. I am really excited to have Ben Tucci with me today on the podcast. He is the owner of Pine Valley Builders. Great to have you here, Ben.
Thanks, Celina. It's awesome to be here. Appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely, and I love that we're both in green. We're repping Pine Valley Builders
That's right.
today.
In nature of Pine Valleys, we got our dark green on.
So tell me about your history, your background. Pine Valley Builders may be newer to the area, but you've been in the business for a long time.
Yeah, I have. I've always been fascinated in construction. When I was just a kid, in middle school and high school, I got my first job actually working on roofing crews, and I was the low man. I was the grunt guy that was ripping the shingles off and carrying them to the dumpster, and I knew I didn't want to do that, but I liked being around the trades. And in college, all through my summers in college, I worked on framing crews, and again, kind of learned the technical ins and outs. And then I was fortunate to land a really great job in Pittsburgh, and have just worked in the project management for residential construction for about a decade, and just felt it was time to go out there on my own. So it's been a good thing.
And how long have you been on your own now?
It's been, it was 2018 or so officially. So we did a couple homes before that, kind of on the side, but so it's been about 4 years fully on my own.
And I know before we walked into the room, you were saying that you are busier than ever. So
yes,
you've
we
been
are.
Keeping busy.
We are. We've been blessed. We've had a really great group of clients and homeowners that have been awesome to work with, and excuse me. And I've been kind enough to share our information and to their families and friends. And we're really busy, really blessed.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the homes that you are working on right now, and how many do you typically focus on per year, let's say?
Yeah, fair question. That moves a little bit, just with the market and what size the homes might be and things like that. But overall, I would say we try to do about 10 homes per year, somewhere in that
ballpark.
A lot. Yeah,
that's plenty.
Plenty enough to keep me busy, that's for sure. And so we try to split those up. Maybe we're 6 or 7 at a time, and then depending again on the size of the home, maybe 6 or 7 months at a time from start to finish. And that keeps us running all year for sure.
Do you do any commercial work or mostly homes right now?
Yeah, it's just all homes, residential new homes. We did a little bit of remodeling and additions when we first started, but like I said, luckily the new work has just taken off so much, and we have so much work and we're backlogged that we've kind of weeded out even the remodeling end of things and are just focusing on new construction.
That's really awesome. So, you've been in the business for a long time now.
Yeah.
So even now with the homes that you're building this year, over the past few years, what are some of the trends that you're seeing, or what are people wanting?
Yeah. Well, great question. I think the biggest thing I would say, probably by far, is the black and white theme. We've been getting a ton of that, kind of the modern farmhouse, black windows, black gutters.
I love it too.
Yeah, and white siding. So actually, the gentleman we buy our windows from was sharing with me the other day that he used to sell maybe 1 or 2 black window packages a month, and now he's selling 20.
Wow.
So that's definitely been the biggest trend, I think, in the industry these last couple of years.
Oh, well, we were creeping on the Facebook page earlier. So make sure you give them a follow, Pine Valley Builders. And you have so many beautiful homes. And there was one in particular, Kelly and I always mention Kelly Rao back there. Who does the marketing for Armina. She always sits behind us here in the room. But we were looking at the page, and there was one in particular where the bathroom, it was one of the most beautiful master bathrooms I've ever seen. And it was so long, and the tub was straight in the back with the window behind it. You do really beautiful work.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate that. That's something we take a lot of pride in. We're not out here just to to bang out homes and get them done fast and move on to the next one. We really want to create something that our homeowners can enjoy for a long time and build our reputation off that. So I appreciate the kind words.
Oh, yeah. And that's what makes you different, I think, because it's definitely quality over quantity. And you really do the whole process from scratch, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's our whole business is, we build on people's individual lots, whether they be, in a bring your own builder plan or out on a farm with 100 acres. We're there from shoveling the ground until, handing the keys over. And, we try to, I always tell, customers when we're talking that, I think we keep things moving pretty well, but we're not marketing ourselves as the fastest builder out there. We're not trying to, get homes done really, really, really quick.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, we're more focused on making sure, again, that it's a long-term, quality home and that the homeowners are going to love it and tell their friends about it and, just be really happy with it for long term.
Are you mostly building up in this area in the north, or are you all over?
Good question. We're kind of all over. Our office is here in Mars, so we do have a fair amount of work in the North Hills, but we go just about an hour in any direction from Mars. So we're actually very busy also in Washington County, just with there being so much more land there. The lots have been the biggest struggle, I think, for homeowners that want a little space. They don't want to be in a neighborhood. But they have trouble finding lots. So I'm seeing that trend also where, it's pushing out a little bit into the suburbs, more into Washington County and areas where there's land more readily available. So we are busy in Washington and Butler counties, and, we'll go out to Greensburg or, wherever the home is, if it's a right fit for us and for them.
That's good to know that you can go anywhere. So listeners, they can
Yes.
go anywhere. So what would you say the biggest advantage is to building a home versus buying? Because I'm all about the fresh new builds. My husband, Mac, is more so into maybe buying, doing some renovating. I like the home from scratch.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm partial to that myself, but the biggest advantage obviously is the obvious one, right? You can get it exactly how you want. You can customize things, and we spend a lot of time in the front end of our process trying to think about all the little things when we're designing homes. We think about where we're going to put switches, where are you going to put furniture, how's this door need to swing to make it work for your everyday lifestyle. All those things that, you kind of have to settle with if you go with an existing home. So that plus the peace of mind of knowing that you're in a new quality built home that's going to last for decades to come.
Yeah, and knowing that you know everything that you're using, even the bathtub, you're the only one who is using that bathtub.
Absolutely,
I
love
think about that all the time.
Yeah, I do too. It's kind of a little bit of a strange concept buying an existing where somebody else has had their whole family raised in this house, and obviously that's normal, but there's definitely a nice little cachet to having it be just yours and nobody else's.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why. That's always something that I think about, even when I stay at hotels. I can't take a bath, and I love to take baths because, I don't know.
Yeah,
you never know.
I can definitely appreciate and understand that for sure.
So I think it's interesting. Another thing we were talking about earlier is you have a small team. Tell me about all the people that you work with. And one of the major things that I think is really cool is that you do go by word of mouth, and you're so busy that people are spreading the word, which is amazing. And you don't have to rely on marketing as much, which is something that I think a lot of companies would want to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. This is honestly probably the first, quote unquote marketing type thing I've done, really. We've been blessed to just have all of our work, 100% of it, come from customers sharing with their friends and their coworkers and their family. And again, that all goes back to doing a quality job, having a personal relationship. Our team is such that we use the same contractors from house to house to house. There's a lot in the market right now because of the demand where builders are pulling in subcontractors kind of from anywhere they can to just keep the production moving. We have a set group of subcontractors, that we trust. They know how we want it, and we set ourselves up to be able to use that same contractor from house to house to house, so we can maintain quality, we can maintain schedule, and we're not, we eliminate some of the variables. And then just within our own staff, we have obviously me. I do everything from, the sales to the bills to the ordering, and also out there on the jobs every day, project managing. We do have one other project manager and then a part-time person in the office that helps us out with selections and things like that for the customers.
So you work with a lot of different great people when you're building homes, like Armina Stone.
Absolutely.
What's that been like, having that relationship and getting to work together?
It's been fantastic. Armina Stone has been a great partner for us. When we were first in business, we looked around a few places that kind of fit where would be the best, supplier for this type of product. And once we did a few jobs with Armina, it became clear that they were going to be a good fit for us. I'll give a little shout out to Taylor in the office.
Yeah,
she
Taylor.
She does a phenomenal job. We
She's
send all of our
great.
customers to Taylor. She helps them with their selections, and Armina has such a great inventory and so many options and things you can see. And they work with us well because we want to do things differently than other people. We want to customize things. We're not looking for the same square countertop all the time just to get it done and get it done fast. So Armina's always there to be willing to do waterfall edges or extra wide, backsplashes or shelves built in, and they have a lot of really great solutions for custom projects.
It is overwhelming coming into the showrooms. I just wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I would recommend it. It's a whole different thing, trying to look at a little swatch to pick something compared to walking in and seeing hundreds of slabs. It's been a great experience for our customers.
So you live in the North Hills. When you were building your home with your wife and even your family members, your parents, your brothers, how was that working with family so close? That's what you do every day. So did they really rely on your input?
It was a little bit of both. My brother and his wife are a little more hands off. They kind of gave me, what they wanted and let me run with it. Lord bless my parents. I love them so much, but they're a little more, on top of things, I would say. My mom was the lady down, bringing cookies to the painter and talking to them all day. And
I bet they loved it.
Yeah, well, she thinks they did. But so it was great. It was two different experiences, honestly, but we're so thrilled to have them there close to us. It's all good in the end.
Yeah. Does your wife, is she very involved, even with like interior decorating, or does she kind of leave it more to you?
You know what? It's a great question, because in the home building process, I was stunned by how little input she wanted. She kind of just took the mindset of, this is what you do, just do it. Yeah. Now, after we moved in, she's done an awesome job, decorating the home and making it feel like a home, and gets a lot of compliments on what she's done inside. But during the home building process, she was pretty not opinionated. Just let me kind of run with it.
That's how I would be. When I call you someday, Ben, I'll just, you run with it. I trust you.
It's good and it's bad. I was like, well, okay, this is nice, but, I kind of would almost rather her say this is what I want, so I don't mess it up.
Yeah. We, a couple weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago now, Mac and I, my husband, we added a dry bar in our dining room / kitchen. And when we came to Armina Stone to pick out what we wanted, that's how I was. I said, I mean, everything is so beautiful. I really don't have much of an opinion. And he was like, what do you mean? You got to pick something. So I always leave it up to him too.
Yeah, it can definitely be overwhelming. We see the whole gamut with customers. We have customers that want to have a million options and everything out in the world that they can pick from, and they love that, and they spend hours and hours and hours on it. And then we have other customers that they just say, hey, that's overwhelming, show me 5 things and I'll pick one of them, So that's another nice thing about our process, is we can kind of tailor it and customize it to whatever kind of process that specific homeowner wants to have, if that makes any sense.
That's good to know. How long would it typically take, like the whole process from start to finish for a home?
Yeah, good question. I'd say once we put a shovel in the ground and we actually start, on an average size home, we're probably about 6 or 7 months right now.
That's fast to me.
It's moving along. The market right now has created some additional challenges where a lot of products that used to take 2 weeks to get now take 6 months, literally. So we've had to adapt our processes and start thinking 9 months in advance and ordering way ahead. So the larger homes, can take a little longer, and of course the smaller homes may be a little bit faster, but somewhere in that 6-7 month time range is pretty typical.
If people want more information, if they want to contact you, if they're interested in talking about building a home, what's the best way to do that? Just call you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They can call you directly.
They can call me. I'm the guy that's going to answer my phone, and that's how it's going to be the whole way through the process. So my customers have direct access to me pretty much all the time, maybe too much so. I pick up at weekends and nights and all kind of things. But yeah, you can check us out on Facebook. We're kind of in the process of building a website, so that's not up and running yet. But our Facebook is a good resource, and then you can reach out to me directly from there.
People love social media. So even if your website was ready to go right now, they would probably still go to social media.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we know we want to do it, but we're so focused on the day-to-day of just keeping everybody happy and keeping things moving that even posting on the social media sometimes we forget to do. So
it's a lot.
It is.
It's
it is a lot.
It really is. Well, other than doing what you do best, what else do you do in the area? What do you like to do with your family for fun?
Yeah, good. I have 2 boys. I have 7 and 9-year-old sons, and they're a whole lot of fun. My wife and I love them so much, and so we're obviously busy with them a lot. They're in baseball, and my oldest is going to do flag football this year, and so that keeps us running. And then golf is probably my other thing that I sneak in around here and there where I can. I play up at Old Stonewall. Shout out to them.
Oh yes,
beautiful,
we love Old Stonewall.
Yeah, beautiful course. It's phenomenal people up there, and I would recommend it to anybody out there.
Well, do you think your boys will have an interest in maybe coming along with the family?
You know what?
business?
I'm really hoping so, right?
That would be cool.
They've taken the junior clinics there at Stonewall the last couple summers, and they see one more than the other, but they seem to be pretty into it. So yeah, I'm hoping to kind of foster that and see if it can take off. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be cool. Well, Ben, it's been so fun to have you here, and it's been great getting to know more about Pine Valley Builders. I will call you someday.
Well, I appreciate it. It's been great to be here.
We'll have you take over everything. Oh, wait, we can't go yet. I almost signed off before we sung. Which it's a tradition here.
Oh, you don't want me to sing.
Oh, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh, jeez.
And it's really easy.
I wasn't warned about this ahead of time.
Oh, yeah. We like to leave that out because I think most guests would say, no, we're good.
On that note, I have to tell you, I went to a small private Christian high school, and I think I was the only one ever to get thrown out of choir class because I couldn't sing.
We have that in common. I had a chorus class, and my sister would always dare me to sing sour notes because they thought it was funny. And I, of course, being the freshman, they were the senior, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. And I got a detention. But we're going to make a comeback.
It was all natural for me. I wasn't trying. That was.
I can't wait to hear it now.
That came naturally, yeah.
So I will count us down, Ben. All we have to do, I'll do 3, 2, 1, and we'll sing the jingle. Ooh, Armina Stone. That's it.
Okay.
It's quick.
All right. I got to back away from the mic. I apologize in advance to people out there.
Me too. I'll be worse than you, I promise. Okay, Ben, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Armina Stone. That was beautiful. I can't believe they kicked you out of choir.
I'll be paying for that for years.
Ben Tucci, everybody. Pine Valley Builders. Check them out.